I'm underage, so I could not afford the ticket that I would get for traveling out of state by myself. But even if I was of age, probably not. I work a minimum wage job, so.
As Tawanda says, I'm older and have more insurance. So I do have enough money to do that. But I could not 20 years ago.
I wouldn't go get an abortion because I would tell the person who's trying to drive me, if a person said to me, oh, I'm going to drive me to get an abortion, I would say, no, don't.
No, I could not.
I am in a fortunate position that I can. I would be able to do that, and if I found myself to be pregnant today, I absolutely would do that if I had to. I can travel, I could stay in a hotel, I'm able to take time off work, I would have help for childcare. I am in a privileged position that I am able to do that, but I know many people are not.
I could. I think I could at this time because I have a very supportive spouse, but maybe not if it was just me.
I could.
You know, this is an issue that, it's a human rights issue. There's that Thursday evening when we went to sleep and then woke up on that Friday and realized that a human right was taken away from us. And now it's on us. The burden is now on us to find a way to get back what was always ours from the beginning. And that's a goddamn shame, is what it is.
It's kind of strange because I am a man and I can't have an abortion. So maybe I'll rephrase the question with, if I had a wife, and I answer the question on behalf of being married, and she was pregnant, because I would not have a girlfriend and have sex with a girlfriend because she's not my wife, so that's why I'm saying wife.
Well, I wouldn't currently be able to get pregnant, but should I need to, I would have the ability to do that or to afford for my wife to. This is not my wife. Alicia works on my campaign.
Absolutely not. I can't even afford a hotel, on my own. I can't even afford to travel 100 miles. No.
Not because of how I pay.
Not because of how Spencer pays, but because I'm a college student. Because I don't have the time to keep good academics and work during the school year. No, I cannot afford to do that at all.
I could now, but back when I was of childbearing age and the time that I might have had one, I couldn't have, no.
I'm not going to drive you to get an abortion because that's murder. That's a violation of God's law.
Yeah, I could. Personally, I could. I cannot deny the privilege that I have living in a white body. I cannot deny the privilege that I have being raised in a, comfortable middle-class household and being able to put myself through education and a career that has afforded me a paycheck that I could travel. But we have to recognize that so many people do not, for whatever reason. They cannot afford to go out of state and they cannot afford to stay at a hotel and get that health care. And why should it matter where you ended up, where you just happened to be spat out into the world? How do we let that affect what we do the rest of our lives? We should have the right, the power to do with what we want with our bodies, regardless of our zip code, regardless of our skin color, regardless of our income. That is bodily autonomy in its righteousness.
So, could I afford it? Maybe. Would I ever do it? No.
So to answer your question, no. And we live in a state here in Missouri that was triggered less than 30 minutes after Roe was reversed. Abortion was outlawed in all circumstances. That happened like that. From Thursday night into Friday morning, life changed. And now they say it's on us to figure it out. And that's terrible. So to answer your question, no. And this is going to disproportionately affect, so much. Again, this is when we talk about abortion care being healthcare and healthcare being a human right. This ain't just a certain segment of the population. This is an all of us human rights issue. And folks are going to die. Folks are going to be prosecuted. People are going to jail for what should be a human right. because a rightist reactionary Supreme Court, a rightist reactionary fascist movement, unelected, woke up one morning and said, you shouldn't have what's already endowed to you.
Well, I wouldn't do that because I don't believe in abortion. I think it's immoral and ungodly. Could I afford to go out of state? I could go anywhere I wanted to.
We could, but we understand there are people who can't. We fortunately work for companies who've already stepped up to the plate and said that they will cover those costs should we need them, and we appreciate and support those companies.
I could afford to do this, but I know an awful lot of friends and family and acquaintances and people that just within my circle could not. They could not. And I guess that's where the question ends, but I think that emotional and all of that is just trash. It's just not necessary. It's sad. Sad that it has to be a consideration.
Well, I think that with, traveling that far out of state to get a legal, healthy way to get it done is, I don't think that it's possible for a lot of people. I don't know that it would be possible for me at this time in my life. And I kind of go back to, I don't know, I just feel like it's really important to make the choice for yourself of what you're able to do. A safe, legal abortion, though, to have to travel is a scary thought. People should just be able to go to their doctor and make that decision with their doctor.
God's command, sixth commandment, is you shall not kill, you shall not murder.
I'm of an age that I had friends and family that were not able to get an abortion back before it was legal. I had a friend that actually went into a storage unit, almost died because she used someone that shouldn't have been doing it. But at that time when you're desperate, you do desperate things. And I think that's where we're forcing people. It's just stupid.
So yeah, you're right, I can't afford that trip. And those who are in that position, I identify as a cis man. And this isn't, I believe, this isn't just a women's issue, because more than just the classically identified woman can become pregnant. Trans men can become pregnant. This is a human rights argument. That's what this is.
And ultimately, if I couldn't, I don't think there are too many people that wouldn't be able to get assistance with something like that, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's an option for just about everybody.